Welcome everyone on Speedgaming 2. This is your boy LV Creed here, bringing you another installment of the Mega Man 2 Randomizer Tournament for this 2023 for Speedgaming Live. Today we got a Group B matchup between Vet and CrebleStar, which does have some implications for potential bracket placement for the next part of the tournament. But for right now, joining me at this moment, another he was with me the last time. A good friend of mine knows just as much about the randomizer as myself, give or take. Well, not seriously. Prodigy, how you doing?
I'm fine, thanks, Creed, for the nice introduction. Yeah, man, expect a really nice match, knowing both of these guys. Vet and CrebleStar, they usually come from a place that's called Vanilla. They play a lot of Vanilla Mega Man. They know the game inside out. As a bonus, they're both really good friends. They play on a regular. They play on a regular together. They race together, Vanilla games. So it's not only gonna be a friendly race; it's a friendly race on the randomizer. Um, but yeah, both of these guys are really, really, really good. So I'm expecting a good, funny race. Good
Yeah,
luck to both of them.
yep. Right now, Vet is coming in after a victory against guy next door, coming in 1-0. Has a chance to help seal the deal for his spot in the brackets if he wins this out. Meanwhile, CrebleStar has a little bit of a back against the wall, coming in 1-1. Can't afford to take another loss, as another loss will mean his elimination from the tournament, because he will not be able to have another race to catch up. This is his final race in the group, so a lot of things are on the line here for these two runners here, as we see both our runners going to our usual starting placements of Flash and Quick, Vet being on Flash and Creble being on Quick. And keeping an eye on Vet right now, the Flash we see right now is not particularly kind, with blockies in the way in areas where they can't be easily killed, and immune shot men. Meanwhile, Vet taking a death, but managed to make to the checkpoint, so technically not too bad. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Creble is about to do the force beams right now.
yeah, that's a nasty randomization on Kerbals end. Usually, you cannot hit the blockies at that position. The Shockmen are also immune to the booster, and you have a Joe in a particularly nasty spot, which can hit you if you're dropping down, holding right, as it happened. No big deal. Died on a checkpoint, no big deal. Everything is going fine. It's way too early for something to be nasty, but as of right now, seems that Flashman is not a good stage for the going out straight on Buster. But we have a discovery. The walls are weak to the Buster, which will definitely be profitable in the long run. Both go to the boss at the same time, and on Cripple Stars we have Huggles. That's a moving Bubble Man AI, which will aim at you at the same time as move at you. And on Vet side, we have an Airman, which is not particularly moving, but we wanted to trade, but not enough HP.
Yeah,
Yep.
just literally one damage too little for Vet to survive that B-Man style air. So almost surviving, want to have to do the whole fight over again, which is unfortunate. Meanwhile, CrebleStar is about to go to that same exact stage and about to deal with the nonsense that Vet just now dealt with in Flash. Once again, immune shot men, blockies in places where they're hard to kill, and you had to take damage in order to get through. Regardless, Vet still manages to survive, able to get out of Flash's stage. And do we get an item? No, we got no items on either side. So right now we're pretty much on the hunt for items, which are randomized within the 8 Robot Masters so far. So we're gonna see how routing is gonna take shape as these two players get themselves going.
And Vet is down to, I think, 0 lives. Just not good considering they're chickens. He has a quick boomerang, not helping a lot of these chickens. I know what he's doing. This is, yeah, basically 2 free E-tanks on Metal Man stage. We can ease the pain a little bit. I'm hopeful he will take a bonus life. There's a bonus life there. I don't know if he would go for this, but yeah, these chickens are pretty durable. So, oof. Not particularly good stages to start with for Vet.
Yeah,
Um,
the randomization is not being kind to our runners so far. Meanwhile, CrebleStar, I don't think he went for the E tank. I don't remember. I think he just went straight down. So I don't think he has the E tank in store for this airman fight. If the worst case scenario does happen, and he winds up dying in the meanwhile. Meanwhile, Vet does take that final E tank, so he won't have anything for the rest of the stage. Unless he goes for that final E tank and do some pause buffering strats in order to get across that long gap in metal.
but
Well, yep.
smooth sailing for CrebleStar so far. He played the Airman fight very carefully. Wasn't aggressive at all. Waited for Airman to do his thing, and it was kind of free for, even without E-Tanks, was kind of free for CrebleStar, but he's also in Metal Man with these chickens. Seems that they're mashable, but CrebleStar having a little bit of a better mash is dealing with this. Not that mash is the solution and everything, but in this case seems to be for taking a little bit less damage. Bubble is not working. Nothing is working against these chickens. And we have a Woodman, very high jumping Woodman. No, the pulse buffer is making him jump fast. There is a hidden mechanic about that. But regardless, yep, almost. Keep it. Jump. Nope. Well,
Actually, he went a game over, so not the best of starts from Vet. And I think the Woodman was actually Buster Soft weak. I think he just missed the damage count and wound up, unfortunately, just not recognizing things. It could have made the fight a little easier. Debatably, it's a Woodman on conveyor, so trying to adjust for all that is always the thing to try to deal with. Adjusting to anything in this Mega Man 2 randomizer can be a thing depending on the randomization. That's how randos go. But regardless of the matter, it's just unfortunate that Vet winds up having to take the game over. He has to go to another stage, this time quick, and try to get his bearings back and try to get back into it. Meanwhile, CrebleStar is just about to get into that same boss room that Vet unfortunately game over it in, and let's see how he does against this banana cosplaying Wood.
yeah, while we're on the Woodman topic, Vet paused a few times, so if you pause while Woodman is in the air, it will jump even higher. Yeah, like this. How the way Cribble started it. He will extend his jump, you're basically doubling his jump. This is a thing with the randomizer, and he does it very well. He realized, hey, Buster is a soft weakness, I'm gonna use Buster, and he was able to maintain his movement on the conveyor belt and plug those shots.
So Vet's about to go into the Quickman corridors in just a moment where that Huggles Bubbleman awaits. But meanwhile, Krebble's getting some new info for us as we go into Bubbleman stage. Once again, thanks to some of the new additions and modifications to the randomizer as far as cosmetics go, you don't have to worry about the eye-searing graphics of the waterfalls. So for those that don't care for those, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's certainly a nice addition. Nothing too scary about the first portion of Bubble Zip. We have Joe's, I believe, Joe's, Shrimps, and yeah, those are almost vanilla-ish Bubble Man right now. Vet manages to deal with Quickman stage, and now chooses a weird thing. This is Airman. Airman is not particularly easy stage. If it decides to be hard, it's gonna be really hard. An immune shot man. This can be a thing. Immune to bubble as well. Not too quick. Okay, so quick is our weapon here. Hopefully it works for the majority of the stage.
Vet kind of misplaced his character, winds up falling straight down to the pit. Just kind of misaligned and assumed that he was going to be standing on that one little platform. So a little bit unfortunate for Vet. Meanwhile, we do have a Quickman sighting in the Bubble Man room, running that each and every thing underwater are susceptible to water physics, and that does include Quickman. As you can see, Quickman gets some very high and floaty jumps. Crabble trying to use the quick boomerang for some quick on quick violence. Really not all that effective, but the end justifies the means, and Quickman does go down, and he also gets the item 3 for his trouble. The first of the 3 items finally making their appearance. And CrebleStar is going to follow in Vet's footsteps and go to air. We're going to see how Creble is able to handle this stage.
Yeah, in general, that was successful the second time around. There was some floating. How do you call these Metroids? I think yeah, the Metroids they can be problematic usually. Yeah, they are. My big mouth, big mouth. Okay, they are problematic, and yeah, especially when you don't see him. The problem is the clouds. Usually they hide in the clouds, and when you decide to make a jump, whoop, there's a Metroid there. You didn't know, you died. One of the tricky things of the run, though. Yeah, and these scenarios happen all the time with other LV Creed's favorite enemies, crabs and birds and stuff like that, can basically be hit because they're hiding in the clouds.
Meanwhile, we got Vet just now completing air stage, going to the Crashman, who's a little bit of idiot. You know, in terms of randomized AI, usually Crashman usually jumps whenever you fire. This particular AI doesn't quite do that and waits a little bit before he actually gets into a jumping state to actually fire his crash bombs. But fortunately, Vet was able to survive, almost got himself killed again, but was able to beat out the damage race between him and Crash, get out of the stage and get item 1 for his trouble, and immediately goes right back to Metal, see if he can make up for past mistakes.
That's a good decision. With item 1, a lot of the problems with extreme platforming gets done. Once you see a problem and a big gap, you can always pump up that item 1. But he has a flash, so we can use that to negate these chickens a little bit. That's smart. That's a really good strat. I love when people use flash to its full potential, like here. Very, very, very smart usage. Take a little bit less damage, knowing that he cannot mash them down quick enough. So, yep, smart move.
CrebleStar about to face that same Crash that we saw Vet deal with. He's gonna seek a weapon. Thought he was gonna opt to a Buster Duel, but looks like we got a soft weakness for Creble with the Leaf Shield, which taking the appearance of the Skull Barrier from Mega Man 4 in this particular seed, but is able to take down Crashman pretty quickly and about to get that item 1 that you saw earlier from Vet when he beat the stage. And he's gonna go to Woodman next. Woodman definitely probably be a next good follow-up stage in these kind of like middling sections of Robot Masters. Not too dangerous unless you get on top of the treehouse, but then again, right now, as far as randomization enemies go, pretty kind. So, CrebleStar, at least for the first part, not too shabby. We're gonna see how the rest of the stage goes, especially at the top of the treehouse, as Vet's about to go into the next room where he's gonna get his revenge on the Woodman that we just saw earlier.
Yeah, it's round 2 fight. Let's see how Vet does it. I believe he's gonna try weapon now. Is he? Yeah, he's on quick boomerang. He's convinced of this quick boomerang. This quick boomerang does. Is it? It's like a soft weakness or something like that. Yeah, it's a soft weakness.
Nah, it's not doing that much damage, honestly.
Ooh.
And yep, taking advantage of that unfortunate that unfortunate use of weaponry. Because he had quick boomerang when he did this fight before and it wasn't doing much damage. Now we're gonna try the bubble. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. Bubble doing some insane damage. This is one of the things that the randomizer can display. There are a couple of special weaknesses that does insane amount of damage to 2 specific Robot Masters. I think we found what I would like to call an ultimate weakness, that 2 shots, bosses in this case. So yeah, Bubble being the ultimate weakness for Woodman, that's something that Vet could have in his back pocket in the rematches for later on. Meanwhile, CrebleStar trying to get through this mold nonsense on the final stretches of Wood stage. About to see who our Robot Masters is in this room.
Yep, and I believe this is a Flashman, and it flashed really fast. He's slow moving but very high jumping. That is usually not a problem for Flash. If he's moving slow, then yep, as long as he's moving slow, it's fine. No big deal. It was Buster Week. It was kind of because still on a Woodman theme. It's kind of getting concerned about Vet because Woodman usually got that E Honda Honda AI, which basically jumps on top of you every time because his jump is really, really, really great. And most of not most, but a lot of the bosses in Mega Man 2 have very high contact damage. Like Airman, Woodman, these do high contact damage, and they usually are merciful. In terms of when they close the distance in some way, it's over. It's almost over. And this climb that CrebleStar is doing, he's having item 1, it's not too bad, but these fire guys, they usually lag a lot, so you have to be careful with your inputs. Oh, he was so fast, he didn't even get hit by that fireball. Really, really good for CrebleStar so far.
Yeah, it was fortunate that it was Chanky Makers and not something worse in terms of lag, like the lag Fabians that definitely could have been in those screens right there and probably could have caused some input trouble. But like I said, it's a very good item 1. Item 1 being the only item that has a randomized attribute amongst the items for literal completion purposes. You don't want to have a random item 2 and find out that by the time you get to Wally 2, you can't even make the full flight there. So yeah, let's just stick with item 1 for the item with the full randomness. Regardless of the matter, we got CrebleStar doing the the Crashman climb with item 3. He has all the items needed to make this area pretty swift, so CrebleStar is pretty much having very little issue getting by Crash. So hopefully he will find item 2. Item 2 is at large here. If item 2 is found here, then Heatman will probably be at his prime easiest state depending on the enemy randomization, as we have a Metal Man sighting in Crash Room being Buster Week. But once again, the main question is item 2 here or is it locked in Heatman and you gotta do Force Yokus?
Yeah, it's here. It's here. So that means they have all the items before Heatman stage. So Heatman stage, you have your full arsenal. Item 1, item 2, item 3. Basically need none of those, but item 2 is a comfort item. Now, if you have item 2, then this stage becomes way easier, and you negate the section of the lava, which is usually the problem, the Yoku blocks, as Creed mentioned. And yep, as far as the stage goes, we have some birds, which can be annoying if you get overzealous with these jumps. If you get too speedy, these birds will spawn a lot of mini birdies that will knock you down. CrebleStar paused for a second and made that very important jump at the end. Should be very careful with these gaps. So far, he's doing really good. And
Meanwhile,
the second section, you have springers, and what are these? These are rabbits. So,
yep.
Not a big deal. Yep.
Vet's about to take on this very easy Flashman. There should be very little issue. Well, he's gonna go with Quick Boomerang, but look like he's gonna do some weakness hunting. And looks like we got a soft weakness with Bubble, but it's kind of a weird trajectory, a little bit too much of a high arc. Not making this a very easy fight, but once you got close range, the Bubble did eventually do the job, and Vet is now out of wood. Is he gonna go to which stage is he gonna go? There we go. We know he made the right decision in going to Crash before going to before going to Heat. He will eventually find his item 2, but of course he still needs to get through the stage first before eventually going to get that item 2 and going to Heatman. But CrebleStar is about to finish as we go to, at least on CrebleStars, in our final Robot Master, which is a Vanilla Heat. It looks like he got Crash bombs. Crash bombs are soft weakness. If we got a soft weakness, we're definitely gonna be using that till the end of time. And there goes Heat, and there goes our 8 Robos. CrebleStar is about to go to the Wily stages.
Yeah, the first mentor Wiley stages, and about that hunting of Vedden, I just think he likes Surge Snake. Surge Snake, I really like how it looks, and Mega Man 2. I know it's Bubble, but it's still Surge Snake, so it looks really good. Um, sure. So I think it's time to play one of our games here, which is guess the color of the dragon, guess the randomization of the dragon, meaning which weapon is he weak to, and his visual looks. We have a few sprites that Creed knows definitely more than me, and your job is basically to find the color, the weakness, and the sprites that Creed is gonna give you in a second because there are a lot at it.
Yep, and the sprite randomizations are as follows. Of course, we do have our vanilla dragon. Can never go wrong with the classic. But of course, we have our dragon from Rockman No Constancy. I'm just gonna call it the Evil Eyes Dragon from now on. I just can't seem to think of a good name for it nowadays. Since now we have a literal shades, sunglasses shades dragon, a much better one. That's also in our randomization pool. We also have our unicorn horn dragon, our dragon corn. Also, we have our ever-loving Ocean Dragon, and we have our Pure Swag Dragon. So, if you want to get those guesses in chat, feel free to do so. As for me, I'm going to go ahead and snipe this guess now. We're going to have a True Blue Dragon, and actually, it's going to be vanilla. It's going to be a vanilla Pure Dragon with Buster as a weakness.
Oh, sounds like a team. Okay, I want the Lemon and Surge Snake because I like Surge Snake. Lemon, Surge Snake, and let's have glasses. Why not? Let's put the glasses on.
Bet taking care of the Crashman stage, and we do have our Vanilla Dragon, but unfortunately, I would say it's definitely more on the greenish scale. There may be some blue tints, but we don't count those. Meanwhile, if you guess Metal Blaze, you picked a good one because that is real. That's a pretty spammable Metal Blade, but I kind of wonder about that energy consumption though. But right now, that was a very good weakness. Mega Dragon down on CrebleStar, and as we can see, Wally 2 right from the get-go, CrebleStar getting to work.
Vet had a very important moment here. He almost got pushed away from these mini bursts that we talked about in Heat. About high consumption, I saw one weapon that had really high consumption in this seed, which was, I believe, wood. When CrebleStar was testing wood on one of their open masters, it had really high consumption. Basically, 2 or 3 pumps was almost out of wood. So, yeah, this is one of the things of the randomizer. Everything has random consumption, so things can happen if you if you spam too much your weapons. Things can happen. You can run out really quick.
Bet is making his way through the final throws of Heatman stage. Just got an item 2 fly from here to the vanilla Heatman fight that's coming up next. Get himself low enough for that 1-up, which come a long way towards safety. Meanwhile, we're about to see if CrebleStar is gonna have himself a good time or a bad time, depending on what kind of picos we're gonna get.
Is this the invisible? Yep, this is the invisible. Immune to Buster. Not a good start. Not immune to the boomerang, but you have to spam this boomerang a lot, meaning you will take a lot of damage. You have to keep track where and control where this Pico will go. And if you lose yourself, Pico will find you. Don't worry about it. He knows where you are, but you shouldn't lose him. So Metal Blade isn't working. He's gonna try something else. I don't think Crash is working either, or the Pico is basically chasing him. Or he decides to go safe. He knows Quick is working. He doesn't want to spend more E-tanks. He's gonna work with this Quick Man. While Vetis actually joined him in YD1.
Yeah, CrebleStar is right on the edge. Does decide to take that final E-Tank just to make sure he has the highest chance of survival. But as you said, if you lose this kind of Pico fight at any given moment, you are going to be in for a bad time. And right now, he's on.
Oh, bad
He
times.
does not.
Quick is over. Quick is over.
He need to find another weakness and fast. It is not bubble. This could be. Yeah, this is
No.
very unfortunate. And I think Quick ultimately was not the way to go, and only because of the fact that even though Quick Boomerang does usually would have a lot of energy, very low energy consumption, it's always about energy consumption in relation to the boss that you fight. And I think the boomerangs really were kind of draining quickly compared to the Picos that it was trying to kill. So I think there is a better weakness to use besides Quick Boomerang in this particular fight. We're gonna see if CrebleStar is gonna be able to find that other weakness and try to make this fight a little bit more tolerable. But he has no E-tanks, so he's gonna have to basically play flawless, near flawless, in order to survive this oncoming onslaught. Meanwhile, Vet, a little bit too high with that item one. Gotta do the item one setup one more time, but this is
Yeah.
literally the thing that Vet needs in order to try and catch up.
You're absolutely spot on Quick, and because you have no E-tanks now, he is absolutely forced to search for a weapon. He does so and finds that Heatman's weapon is actually killing Pico in one hit. Even if it's chargeable, it works for this fight. It will be enough ammo, more than enough to finish the fight. You just have to be careful, no E-tanks, remember. So every dodge matters. I think you will be fine, knowing that this is the true weakness, or at least one of the true weaknesses for the Pico. Found it and got rewarded. So yeah, definitely, Quick was not the way, especially with this Pico, which was invisible. Quick was not the way to go, and I'm happy that he sorted the puzzle out. Some of the fights are like puzzles; you just have to sort them out. Otherwise, they're very punishing.
Vet is taking on that Mecha Dragon with the Metal Blaze. Not as spammy as I thought it was. You only can fire two at a time, but they're very quick firing. So at close range, it's definitely still workable to be very spammable. And Vet was able to get by.
Ooh.
CrebleStar not easy enough to the left to get by that spiking. Had to do the whole stage over.
And this is right before the checkpoints. Very ironic, because he was saving his item too, just to use it here. And there's monkeys, and you know what happens when there's monkeys? You get knocked down. So this is a very ironic stage for CrebleStar right now. This is giving a lot of time for Vet to recover. Seems that the seed is tripping both in different ways.
Yeah, but the big deal is Vet also still has to deal with those invisible Picos too. If Vet can manage those Picos in a way that a little better than CrebleStar, then he'll probably be able to make a decent amount of time to make this interesting. But if Vet cannot handle the Picos that are coming soon, CrebleStar, who's about to take on, looks like the Technodrome, one of our special guest Guts Tank sprites. Right now, CrebleStar is definitely on the driver's seat. Find Quick Boomerang, which is the vanilla weakness of the Guts Tank, and pretty much just decimates it on his way to Wally Stage 4. Meanwhile, Vet is about to get some very bad news. As I mentioned before, we got Invisible Picos, and let's see how he's able to handle it.
Oh, starting with Metal Blade is not it. He has one more hit, I believe. He can endure one more. Yep, 2 HP. Gotta use that E-Tank now if you want it. Quick Boomerang. So he's gonna see that Quick Boomerang is doing damage. Oh, he doesn't know where it is. Found it. Is he gonna stick to Quick? It's not an easy fight with Quick. No, definitely very. You have to mash a lot. There's like, yeah, it's 5 hits. It's 5 hits, so that's a lot. So yeah, that's gonna be trouble for Vet. The later the stages of Pico, the faster Pico it becomes. So you have to be even more aware. The more you kill, the more Picos you kill, the faster they become. So become troublesome the more you kill. So you have to find a good weakness. So Vet is on the same spot. He farms for something which I believe is quick boomerang ammo.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, CrebleStar is closing on the most important part of YD4, which are the elevators of death. They were clear for now, Creed. What do you think? Is it gonna be easy or not?
the screens that usually are the quote-unquote anxiety rooms usually mirror each other, so the odds are nope, not this time.
No.
This time we do have a little surprise for CrebleStar. It was definitely the Pyrobots. So the Pyrobots definitely would have been on the first screen if the randomization would have allowed it, but it looked like gave CrebleStar a little bit of a false sense of security this time around. But CrebleStar was able to do item 1 strats and is able to get by those moving platform rooms with relative ease, and now we're gonna have to go for the final stretches before we go to our boobing units. And of course, we know from earlier information that the Buster is the weakness for the crash walls. And as we also know, the walls and the boobies do not share the same weakness. So there is a completely different weakness for the actual boobing turrets themselves that CrebleStar is going to need to hunt for. And he's going to search for probably our better weaknesses first. And yep, this time, air is one of our best potential weaknesses because one of the tornadoes has a little bit more of a vertical arc. If it would, if it wasn't, if it wasn't air, you definitely would be either hunting for wood or metal. You already saw that metal wasn't it. He would have probably tested wood if air didn't work, but as you saw, air did the trick, and CrebleStar is able to take care of the boobies, and now it's going to our rematch.
I think Vet is really triggered. He stopped for a second, probably to calm himself. I saw him writing in chat. This means only one thing. These boobies are really hard. They're really unfriendly. I mean, moonbeams, excuse me. These Picos are really hard. They're unfriendly. I haven't found a weakness so far. So, yeah, good luck. I mean, I have fought this thing only once on a tournament, and it wasn't very pretty. So, I know where you're going. Hopefully, he will return and beat the Picos while CrebleStar is fighting all the Robot Masters again, finding different weaknesses for Quickman. This time he used Metal Blade, and this Crashman, which spoke earlier, isn't very bright. But yep, I'm seriously hoping that Vet decides to beat the Pico. It's like a mental challenge. You gotta beat it. Made it so far, so before you give up, at least beat it. So yep.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that the randomization had to pick this particular kind of Pico units. It's even though this is we play these tournament races on easy mode. It's just the simple fact that the randomizer, regardless of what difficulty it can be, it's a cruel mistress. We've seen these on many games before, not just this one. But when you see stuff like this, it kind of makes your blood boil. Especially, Pico is it's a by the buck boss. It chases you wherever you go. You can lead it, and you can pretty much attack it as such. But when you have lack of vision like this, and
it's basically instincts,
yeah,
nothing else.
yeah, it's just I really can't even describe it. It's just a moment.
Yeah, and what Creed said is completely true, but this is also a big spike in difficulty. As any randomizer, things can be really easy and then spike up and ramp up without letting you know. So CrebleStar is fighting this machine, which is Buster Week the first phase, which means it will be Buster Week the second phase, in case something changed on the rando. I think this is how it works, so it takes it down relatively easy without using any tanks, and I think that's enough for Vet. Vet had enough. I understand. My solidarity goes to Vet. This is annoying, and if you don't fish for those weapons, you're basically doomed at this fight. And even if you fish, it's not necessarily that the weakness is gonna be really good, that it's gonna be enough for you to destroy the picos. I mean, sometimes you get got. That's it.
You know, there's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Blunt says the bluntness of the matter is, if you're just unable to manage what the seat gives to you in the best of times or the worst of times, it's just gonna do you in. You're just gonna have to just either just suck it up and try to get through it, or just take it as it is and hopefully you get a better chance the next time. And
My
that next,
snake works. My snake works.
yep, and that next time is pretty much gonna be right now. CrebleStar finishing the seed with an official racetime.gg time of 33 minutes and 51 seconds to go one of over Vet for this particular match. So we will have our next race coming up very shortly. So sit back, hang tight, and we'll be back with match 2 of our best of 3 of this particular match of the tournament.
Yep. Sit tight, folks. Race 2 coming up.
All right, we are officially back with race 2 of our best of 3 match between Vet and CrebleStar, a Group B match of our Mega Man 2 randomizer tournament for this Speed Gaming Live 2023. Once again, this is your boy LV Creed here, doing commentary alongside one of my good buddies, Prodigy. How you liking things so far?
Oh, I like them a lot. It's one of those spike seeds that we saw on the first race. So some stages were really rough, like Flashman, like Wily 3-4 for some parts of it, like Pico fight. But that's how the randomizer goes. It goes good for some and bad for others. And we got our infamous password screen. But I'm hoping that Vet finishes this time around. Uh, Not because you need to finish it, but because it feels good to finish it. And this time around, CrebleStar starts with Metal Man stage, a classic stage. You have two E-tanks and relatively safely traversing everything. Relatively, I'm saying, because sometimes you can have problems, and Vet goes to Flashman.
Yeah, Metal Man is definitely a stage you can start off early. Like you said, you got easy E-tanks like our usual two starting points in Quick and Flash, but unlike the other two stages, you can get a little bit more help with items, especially towards the second half of the stage. So this is why we usually put off Metal Man towards a little bit later, especially if we get item 2. And depending on this enemy set, you will definitely like to have the ability to fly over this large set of screens that CrebleStar is about to traverse, assuming that the enemies were kind enough to allow this to happen. And for right now, it seems like things definitely would be good for item 2 usage. So if Vet comes here and has item 2 in store, when he gets here, there could be a little bit of time that Vet can get on CrebleStar, and in situations like this, those little time gains can mean a whole lot, as CrebleStar is about to go to our first Robot Master sighting in Metal Man's room.
See what we have? We have a quick on conveyor belt. That can be really nasty. This quick, oh, it's fast enough. It's almost vanilla quick. The boomerangs are a lot. But he seems that CrebleStar got the best of him so far. Yep, nice and clean. While Vet is finding a bubble. This bubble is Huggles. It will hug around and will stop at the vertical section, the horizontal section. So until he got the manipulation. But yep, that was good enough. Vet used one of the E-tanks and defeated Bubble.
Yeah, don't think that Vet really completely knows about that manipulation, because the thing about that kind of Huggles in forgive me. That kind of bubble in uneven surfaces, you can actually lock Bubble Man in such a way that if you're above him, you can actually get pop shots on him from above and pretty much just kill him from there. It's literally you got the high ground with Bubble. But regardless of the matter, like we already said, as Vet long moved on, Bubble Man has been taken care of, and Vet is following CrebleStar's footsteps in Metal Man stage. Don't have item 2. We did not get an item from Flash's stage, so he will not be making up that time I was talking about if he had like item 2 in this stage. But regardless of the matter, we got both our runners doing their thing. CrebleStar going through Quickman stage, taking care of the force beam, should have relatively no issues, and we should be seeing who is going to be in Quickman's room in a little bit. Meanwhile, we already know that Quickman will be in Metal Man's room for Vet when he gets there.
Right, since we have a little bit of time, I'm gonna indulge with my stupidity with the bubble manipulation. So you usually cannot hit Bubble Man. As every boss, if he's below you, cannot hit him. But due to TAS, we know, and we're gonna meet him again with a banging soundtrack. I know from the TAS that Bubble Man tries to go up. And when he goes up, well, what is this? This is a Flashman, right? Yep.
Yep, it's Flash.
A very high jumping that trivializes him a lot. But yeah, when Bubble is manipulated, he tries to go up, but he can't. So he moves only 1 pixel, and 1 pixel or 2 is apparently enough so he can hit his head. That's basically why the manip works. Regardless, CrebleStar goes to Flash, which we already saw on Vet's side, while Vet decides to go to Bubble. This is a new stage that we haven't seen yet, so birds. What this means at the start of the stage, we will probably see birds again at some point. Not necessarily, but this is usually an indicator there will be birds later on the stage.
Yeah, it was fortunate that he was able to get to those dropping platforms before a bird was able to spawn again. A vanilla trait that unfortunately kind of carried over to the randomizer is that birds usually despawns usually the first sprite that appears on the screen, and unfortunately that would include those drop platforms. So the if that was to had unfortunate timing, unfortunately like that jump that unfortunately killed him, the bird could have despawned one of those drop platforms and made quite a bit of a rough jump for that next platform. But regardless of the matter, that's been long and done. Vet having a little bit of a hard time trying to manage his jumps in the long halls of the underwater section of Bubble Man. Reminder, this is a zipless tournament, so this walk is a requirement. You're not allowed to skip via zips, but of course, even then, we have recently programmed the randomizer to make some of these long zips, like the bubble zip, pretty much useless, as instead of being zipped towards the right, it would have ejected them from the left, which makes the zip useless. Meanwhile, CrebleStar taking out the bubble in Flashman's room. Right now, both our runners trying to do the best they can with what they got. CrebleStar currently with the early advantage.
Yeah, and we said what we said became true. The birds are back at the end of the stage. Very, very nice knockback canceling there. What we have in our latest edition of the randomizer is knockback cancel. So while you're being hit, you usually have to take the full duration of knockback. With knockback cancel, that is negated, so you can cancel your knockback by pressing pause. And really nice usage from Vet there. And we meet Woodman underwater. High jumping Woodman, not very problematic, but this slow leaf shield can cause problems. No, Vet was very careful, and with the small HP that he had left, he defeated Woodman. He get item 3 as a reward?
Actually, to make Woodman a little bit more easier, the fact that the falling leaves were falling really, really slow, so Vet was able to plug as much damage as he could to make this fight much more durable. Reminder that Woodman only spawns his leaf shields whenever the falling leaves are completely off screen, so a slow falling leaf shield definitely works to the advantage of the players to deal as much damage before the shield winds up being sent back up. And you'll probably see the same thing on CrebleStar's end as he makes his final way, once again using those oh, he wasn't able to cancel the knockback in time. This is big for Vet, especially since take those 2 deaths in Bubble. I probably would say that will equal things up in terms of deaths, because that's a long way back to go for CrebleStar dealing with that death, as he was very, very close to the boss corridor checkpoint.
Oh yeah, this definitely equalizes things, as Vet is already at the middle of the Quickman force beams, so he will be very, very close to the end of Quickman in a second. And yeah, CrebleStar has to deal with this trouble again. So this time he chooses Metal Blade, which one-shots the birds, one-shots the paste dispensers. Everything is fine with this weapon, so there should be no more issues for, I guess, for CrebleStar if he does it right. Yeah, he's playing carefully, everything's fine. Both are at the same time at their boss door, respective boss doors. So things are equalized right now.
So we're pretty much seeing some familiar territory. We got Flashman in Quickman's room. We got our Donkey Wood in Bubble. Once again, using those very slow falling leads to plug as much damage into Donkey Kong as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, Vet kind of have a little bit of issue trying to deal damage on this very high jumping Flash, but able to get the job done. Both of these runs are pretty much even in terms of Robot Masters being taken care of at this point. Yep, 4-4. So right now we can say that CrebleStar has just a slight advantage over Vet, but literally just slightly.
Oh, the soundtrack, I remember adding this. It was amazing. It sounded amazing and it still sounds like a banger. And yeah, both are really close to each other. Vet decided to try fish for a weakness on Flash, man. He used Leaf Shield and wasn't very satisfied with the damage, so he switched back to Buster. No big deal. Fishing usually is a good thing. And things equalize really quickly as Vet finds the one-shot, Leaf Shield one-shots the dog, while CrebleStar has to fish for a few weapons since Metal Blade was an immunity. So yeah, things in the randomizer equalize and really quick. If somebody has luck over you, yep.
So yeah, fishing for those weapons to try to defeat those frienders as quickly as possible kind of even things up. Literally just less of a screen behind. And CrebleStar having a little bit of issue with the top of the treehouse with these Vet just narrowly surviving with a pixel's worth of space to continue on with the rest of the top of the treehouse, which was filled with frogs and joes. But CrebleStar is able to survive, Vet's able to survive. Once again, both our runners running stride for stride with each other at the current moment. Both of these guys about to go into the Whoopman boss room in a little bit, trying to find out which Robot Master is there. But of course, we still have a few screens to go. Hopefully, the last set of screens will be kind. We got chickens, but chickens are one shot by Leaf Shield, one shot by Metal. Both of these guys should be going to the boss rooms almost pretty much at the same time.
Absolutely signed. Yep. See? Let's go. Let's go. One is with Leaf Shield, one is with Metal Blade. Who will get the lottery ticket? None. I think Vet will stick with... No, he switches. Oh, and he finds Heat to be the weakness as CrebleStar as well, so sign kill as well. Yeah, I guess they're both on their tails. Nobody's ahead. Absolutely nobody is ahead. I'm pretty sure. This is frame per frame.
Yep, they're going stride for stride, and both of them have item 2, so Airman, hopefully the randomization of the enemies will make it kind for them to use item 2, hopefully to their max potential in this stage. But of course, we already see Joes, we got Shrimp. Shrimp can be annoying. Vet is gonna go straight on right now. He's gonna hoof it for the time being. Oh, good pause cancel. Meanwhile, CrebleStar immediately uses item 2 to full effect and pretty much just gains a little bit of advantage on Vet, but Vet still has his item 2 available. He can use it for the second half of the stage and equal the odds in that fashion, but we're going to see what Vet's mindset is going to be as both our runners about to head to the checkpoint and the midway point of Airman stage.
Yeah, Vet not using his item 2, probably it should use it on the second now, but very bossy play from Vet. Going all Buster on the first half, which was not necessarily very easy. I'm hoping he would use item 2. He's not using it still. He decides to go all the way Buster. He takes one more damage and he's gone. Nope, uses E-Tank. Smart move. And he's gonna try with that Leaf Shield again. Leaf Shield usually one-shots these shooters, I guess. And one-shots the Joes. This is a good decision. The Leaf Shield here does justice. Yep. And CrebleStar is gonna slow down a little bit with the Metal Blade, so this, in the end, this item 2 wasn't really beneficial. They're still one screen away.
And we got a Metal Man siding in Airman stage. Look like going for Metal, but Metal is not really doing all that much damage. Leaf Shield does no damage. But we find that he hits Buster South weak. CrebleStar already taking care of Metal. Vet is still not too far behind. And we still do not have item 1. Item 1 is still at large. Treble is opted to go straight to Heatman first. Vet is going to make the deviation and go to Crash without item 1. But in this case, it's not that bad of an idea. Item 2 still can be equally as useful for both our runner, well, for Vet, because Item 2 can still make these short moving platform rooms that he's about to come up to in a little bit, can still make them pretty trivial if he knows how to set his Item 2 properly. But that would still be a pretty big boon for Vet if Item 1 is here, because Item 1 definitely be a good, useful item for Heatman stage if Heatman stage wind up being a little bit of a troll.
Yeah, oh, we have item 1, actually, or that was item 3. Am I missing something? Or that, yeah, that cloud looked like an item 1, excuse me. So we don't have item 1, it's true, but yeah, Vet knows how to use item 2, and it's not that difficult to traverse, as Vet showed us all how it's done. It's not that hard to traverse Crashman stage with item 2. So if he gets a ladder here, it will not wait for these. Definitely. Oh, a little bit of trouble for CrebleStar. The lag can definitely be a problem. He's trying to fish for a weakness for these walls. So far, nothing. He tried a few. What we're missing here? We're missing air and bubble, I believe. So it must be one of those.
Meanwhile, Vet
Yeah.
was having a little bit of a roadblock with these frogs. Normally, these frogs would definitely be a roadblock, especially towards that little section. Well, even here, a lot of frogs in this vertical section of Crash. But Vet has been able to use the pause buffering, the knockback canceling to his maximum effect, trying to use a time stopper to make it a little easier. But once again, using the new pause mechanics in order to try to get by these normally set roadblocks and trying to get by these areas as quick as possible. Meanwhile, we have a Crash sighting in Heatman's room, trying to find a weakness, but looks like it's Buster as a soft weakness, as we got another idiot Crash. Let's see, is Item 1 in Heat?
Was it all worth it? No, it was not. Vet took the gamble. It didn't pay it off at the end. It is what it is. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. But regardless, he's gonna do the same as CrebleStar at Heat's main stage, while CrebleStar will now traverse the elevators a little bit faster. It's not that much faster, a little bit faster. So it's still fine. It's not a big time loss. A lot of things can happen in the YD stages. This airman in Crash is annoying. I think Vet should use
That high contact damage on air with that big random long jump. Airman has a randomized jump length. He went the distance and Vet paid the price, but he does find a weakness in quick boomerang, so this rematch should be manageable, assuming that Vet doesn't take too much damage. And there you go, Airman down in Crash. But right now, I could say right now that once again, CrebleStar is still holding the advantage. We're just gonna see how long it'll last. Meanwhile, Vet is starting Heatman stage, and we're gonna see if Vet can try to catch as much time as possible in this Heat stage. See how he handles everything without Item 1, since Item 1 is locked in this stage.
Yeah, seems like Kerbal is having the same troubles as Vet. I think he's forced to use Flashman here, or basically really good knockback cancels. But yeah, Flashman is gonna shine here for sure. Oh, really good knockback cancels. As we see, CrebleStar plays a lot of Mega Man, and knockback cancels, they are very typical for Mega Man 1. So if you play Mega Man 1, this is nothing new to you. This is really good. And he uses that to its advantage.
Meanwhile, Vet is without Item 1 to easily skip these, although he could use Item 2 to skip these as well, but he's finding Metal Blaze doing the work on these Pyrobots, one-shotting them along the wall. Ooh! Yeah, and this is kind of like an after effect of our little coding with the zips, because technically you can also do minor zips with the Yoku blocks and wedge in between them to try to get a zip. Unfortunately, with the coding, the Yoku's do push back, and
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Vic
they
kind of
do.
yeah, they kind of wind up seeing the awkward side effect of some of the coding messing around that we tried to do in order to make these Zevs non-existent.
Oh, we found the wall's weakness. It's air. Costed Vet his life, but we know. Thank you, Vet. We know now. But at least, yeah, at least we know. Please, Vet, you can do it, buddy. Wow, CrebleStar is now on Wily 1, and we're about to play our game again. Guess the color, the random sprite of the dragon, and his weakness. And I think Creed will give you the details again of the sprites because I am not smart enough to remember for 3 times.
Yeah, for those that are new to the randomizer or just came into the tournament race, well, first and foremost, welcome to Speedgaming 2, where we're doing this randomizer tournament. Hope you're enjoying the content so far. But yes, we do have randomized sprites for our dragon. And the choices are as follows. We do have our vanilla looking dragon, the ever classic that made it famous in the vanilla game. We do have our evil eyes dragon that is based on Rockman No Constancy. We also have our dragoncorn, which is our unicorn horn dragon. We also have a spirit shades dragon, a dragon with some cool looking shades. We also got our ever loving mean filled oats dragon, and we got a pure swag dragon that you can easily tell because it has swag on its chest. You know a swag dragon when you literally see it. But yes, while we're doing our guesses, Vet has conquered Heatman stage. Not worse for wear, but still pretty much keep on pace with CrebleStar. Vet is at a distance where a notable mistake can even things up, but at this point we got a dragon that we're about to see. We're not gonna have time to make guesses.
No, definitely, but that's fine. We can imagine that we guessed right. Let's see if it's even close. Not even close. I was not even close.
That is a 100% vanilla colored dragon, but instead it is our oats dragon.
He's looking funny. And we have Warner Bros. Blocks. Come on, nice. I didn't see that before.
Yeah, we once again shout out to Charlie Boy who put up an incredible effort to try to get these sprites, these backgrounds, these player character sprites in. So yeah, trying to make these look interesting as they play. But yeah, Metal Blade being one of the weaknesses for the dragon, CrebleStar able to decimate it, and as you can see, already well on his way through Wily Stage 2, already using item 2, using it to the distance. Luckily, he was able to go far enough before that item 2 ran out, and kind of had himself a little bit of a bad time. But once again, CrebleStar is going to be moving on and getting to the checkpoint. And gonna check for wall weakness to try to get that E-Tank for safety. And definitely probably has nightmares for the Pico boss that was on the previous seed. Want to get as much safety as possible in case it might make a return.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be watching for the invisible Pico. What is this track? You know this track? It sounds like a dungeon or a boss music. Where is it from?
It's definitely a dungeon theme. I want to say this is Final Fantasy 2.
Okay, I
I
didn't
can't
play
tell.
much of those, but yeah.
I can't tell if it's Castle Pandemonium was a general dungeon theme. My Final Fantasy knowledge is still kind of blank, and this is coming from a guy who's been around a video game guessing community over the past couple of years. They're probably hanging me for it right now.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Let's see what this Pico is. Oh, it's not invisible. It's metal. Sounds like a vanilla strat to me. Mash the Pico. It's 3 shots. No big deal.
Oh
It
no,
should
it's
be
more.
smooth sailing.
It's more than 3 shots. I don't think you're gonna have enough to. Well, no, you will have enough. I was worried about the energy consumption. This is definitely good enough to take care of these Picos. So for right now, vanilla strats reign, but it's still taking quite a number. He's still gonna have to lead his shot so that he doesn't have to take too much damage. But Yep, pretty much a flawless fight. So CrebleStar is out of Wally 2, should be heading towards Wally Stage 3 in short order. I'm pretty sure he's definitely gonna be happy seeing what kind of Pico they're gonna be fighting, especially considering the last seed. But of course, he still has to get there first.
Oh, shoutouts to Rockman Neta. This is a very gray area hack, which became a flat game. Amazing. Oh, one of my favorite trolls in the randomizer. Air guy underwater in Wily 3. You cannot be ready for this. It's ready
Nope.
for you, but you're not ready for it.
Yep. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
This is one of the places you will not be ready for, especially if you're on item 2. You're pretty much dead. Item cancel, no item cancel. You have to be a god to not die at this.
Yeah, it's fortunate that you can. You can also, thanks to the new pause gimmicks, you can pause during the splash animations. So if you go high, find a fan. Fortunately, the splash. Oh, CrebleStar taking another death. This time, another screw up on the spike drop. He's 2 for 2 for failed spike drops on a given seed. Once again, is these little mistakes that could give Vet more.
Hey, we get to kill Rockman Neta for a 4th time, man. It's fine, I'm fine with this. And meanwhile, Vet is gaining some time. He is still fighting Pico. He's doing much better this time, and he's at the end, so he will join in on Wily 3. Everything will become really, really close again.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered for Vet, as he was kind of struggling along a little bit, especially for that Heatman stage. And we don't even know the life situation for CrebleStar right now. He might be on his last life. So if CrebleStar is in a situation where he games over, Vet can wind up being in a very interesting spot as far as the league goes, but he's still gonna have to deal with these fans.
Oh, item 2, let's go. No, Vet, are you ready? You're ready. Vet is ready. Nope, he's not. Didn't pause enough, I guess.
Got a little bit too comfortable on that last pause, thinking he was safe. He wasn't.
Hey, Game Boy series, nice. And we have, again, this Technodrome. I don't get it. I miss the eye of the Technodrome. I really miss the eye. But regardless, it's a Technodrome. It's down. Metal Blade is the weakness. Metal Blade seems to be a solution to a lot of things in this seed, it seems.
Yeah, actually, it been 3 for 3 for weaknesses. Whether it's a soft weakness or a pure weakness, it's definitely been the thing that's been the cure for everything that's been the Wally bosses this seed.
Yeah, the dragon. At least I know one of weakness was metal, and I'm trying to concentrate and hear the song. I'm sorry, I'm really trying. What is this screen?
The thing about the new music that we actually have in the randomizer is there are some things that even I don't know, because the fact that thanks to Quantum, one of our newest contributors to the randomizer scene over the past several months, he added a lot of new music, especially from those that were made from Famine Tracker samples, and some of them are just way beyond the scope of what the Mega Man 2 could even dream of handling. And some of them can, and because of it, you got brand new, unique tracks that even I hadn't even heard of.
Hey, if even the veterans don't know the music, I mean, there's a lot of music. Meanwhile, these elevators again, we saw, I think, a little bit of froggies at the first stage, the first elevator screen. So, is there probably other froggies here? There's one frog here. It's not a big deal usually. He's gonna use item 2. That's right. Smooth sailing. Yep. He's paused behind. Seems that everything is fine with the elevator screens.
Man is struggling with this Technodrome tank here. Finally finds the metal blades. I think it was in the second page earlier, so I'm not sure how he missed out on this. But regardless, it took a little bit for Vet to take out this Guts tank, bleeding a little bit of time for CrebleStar. was almost arguably kind of canceled out the failed deaths that CrebleStar dealt with in Wally 3. So CrebleStar just kind of like padding his lead a little bit. Meanwhile, we got a gut. I mean, we got a boobing sighting. He gonna try for our god weaknesses. Go check.
No easy way around.
Yep.
So, Airman, we gotta use Airman.
Yeah,
And
this
it's a
definitely would have
slow,
been.
annoying leaf.
Yeah, this definitely would have been a really good weakness for the boobies, but unfortunately, as we said already, air is the weakness for the walls. It looked like it's quick boomerang. No, I thought it was.
Oh, my
It was.
snake works. It's Surge Snake, which means it's Bubble? Yeah, it's Bubble. Yeah. Seems to be doing fine. I love how these snakes work. Look. I know that the hitbox is still that big and that annoying, but the snakes look really good in Mega Man 2. I love it. Amazing. Well done from CrebleStar. And seems that Vet is still on his tail, so things can still change. Even though it seems CrebleStar is very far ahead, things can still equalize. There is enough time.
Meanwhile, if there are any Persona 4 fans, you'll get a treat because we're going to be hearing pretty much Face Myself the battle version throughout the entirety of the boss free fights, which does include this fight against Huggles Bubbles, but it's a soft, weak Bubble, so if CrebleStar is able to get his distance, which he does, he's able to pop off every single necessary shot, and it's now 2 Robot Masters down on the refights, onward to this Airman fight, who technically, for all sense of purposes, is not a bro. Pretty much just using all his tornadoes to block shots and able to have enough space and time to pop that E-Tank before, yep, that definitely would have been death on otherwise.
That's a nasty needle, man. Sprite. I love the sprite. Yeah, really hard randomization on that airman. Gave him trouble even with an E-Tank. This this airman was so hard that basically it did his half-life after the E-Tank. This Quickman was not so hard on the other hand. Meanwhile, Vet is having the same trouble. He's gonna quickly realize there is no god weaknesses for this Pico, and he's gonna do the same shuffle. And as we know, Heatman is weak to, ironically, his own weapon. So let's go.
People keep an eye on Vet because Vet currently has no lives left. If he wants to survive, I hope he'll pop in that E-Tank very soon. He only has enough for a few hits, so hopefully he'll do the right decision and not get greedy and pop that E-Tank as soon as possible. There we go. Now we can breathe a little bit more of a sigh of relief, because I'm pretty sure at this point Vet should be able to beat the rest of these Boo Beams and go to the rematches, which CrebleStar is just about to finish, as now he only has this Flashman left before going to the Wily Machine and try to weakness hunt for that fight.
Yep, smart move from Vet. He had 4 HP left. That's exactly the damage of the Boo Beams, how much the Boo Beams deal with their projectiles. And let's see what the randomization is. It's not Buster. Let's go to Surge. It's not Quick. Let's see, Snake, are you working? Not particularly well.
Well,
it's gonna be really hard with the Snake.
Well, it didn't work, so... But it looks like Lee Shield is working. Will it work for both phases? Well, yeah, pop that E-Tank. We definitely want to survive. You're too deep to wind up screwing up now. And it looks like, yep, we for both phases. So this is definitely the go-to weakness for our Cossack machine, actually. Cossack being our Wily stand in this particular seed. But yep, that is the machine down. CrebleStar is about to win this match. Just got one final stage to go. So once again, we got a weakness, one alien, one weakness. CrebleStar's job is to find that one singular weakness for this upcoming alien, and he opts to go to the left to fill up on his leaf shield, which was dangerously low. What do you think? Wise decision or?
It's wise. It's wise. You never know what the alien is. I would have risked it because idiotic, but because I'm idiotic. But it's usually wise to refill there. It's usually wise. Let's see. Creed, you want it to be? I want it to be wood now, just because. Why not? Justify your refill. Why not?
Well, right now it's not second page, so it's definitely going to be something in the first. Is it going to be easy mode buster? Nope. So the dig continues. Will it actually be leave? Did CrebleStar make the right decision? We still got a few weapons to go through. It's not leave.
No.
So if this it, it's charged heat.
Oh, one of the most annoying weaknesses for the alien. So you have to do a full charge. Otherwise, you heal the alien up last E-tank. Oh, he refilled the alien up. That's what we're talking about. You gotta be patient. You gotta do the full heat charge so you don't refill the alien. One more. And
There.
GG's.
There we go. CrebleStar doing the deed. Accidental refill to the alien aside, still manages to finish with a first place race time.gg time of 34 minutes and 53 seconds, and thereby winning the match between him and Vet.
We have a problematic thing here happening. Apart from CrebleStar winning, Vet used all of his leaf shield. He has leaf shield now, but definitely not enough to finish this fight. So we have a situation here. He's gonna take the death. Oh, well now.
Yeah.
Well, now it's normal for a Vet to end it here. He knows that CrebleStar finished. GG's to Vet. He tried his best. The seeds were not in his favor, definitely. But yeah, it's normal to give up here. It's a long way to kill 8 robos and go to the refight, to the machine again. And we have been joined by the one and only Vet. Hello, Vet.
What's up?
How are you doing, buddy? First, how are you doing?
Those seeds can suck it.
I expected this. So, what do you think about the seeds? Not in the particular the hard parts. We all saw them. What were the most triggering parts apart from Pico and the weaknesses not being friendly? I think Cred we lost that, I think.
Well, while we're trying to see if we get Vet back, we are joined by CrebleStar, who is our winner of this match. How you doing, Creble?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Hey, Creble.
Yo,
Hello.
GG Gribble.
Thanks, man. Man, those were some rough seeds. Wow. The first one especially. I mean, the second one like was a little bit more like handable, but man, that first one, holy.
All right,
yeah.
Question for you then, Creble. How was your YD3s? How are your YD3s going lately?
Yeah, that's something else. The spikes, I don't know why I was like attracted to the spike. I don't know if it's because like the change of physics compared to vanilla Mega Man 2, but I'm just like I have to like dodge at the right time and like just do it prematurely. But yeah, I don't know, just like mind games, I guess.
Yeah,
I
I just haven't played in so long, you know, and I'm super rusty, and I'm like, man, this is just killing me.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be honest, and the thing that's helping me like this year is actually the pause buffer, because like being a Mega Man 1 runner, like it's almost the same thing as doing the select pause while you do the pause menu, but like cancels your knockback, so it can save you like from falling into holes and stuff. Even though I had some mishaps, but yeah, things happen. But yeah, you have to have a good reflex for it. It works.
Yeah,
But
the pause buffer is handy. I like it too, but I am not a fan of the invisible Pico bot.
Yeah, that I thought
It's
you meant the
usually
Yuku
not
was
so
when I said
rough.
invisible.
It's usually not so rough. You both seem to stumble on quick, which was I think CrebleStar found that Heat was one shot, one kill, but Vit seems to stuck with Quick, and that was really rough. Really rough.
I was just fed up.
I can give you that, dude. I will Alt F4 that seat instantly. Alt F4, just bye. No, I'm not gonna bother with this.
Just letting you
yeah,
know, if you want to have complaints about the Picos, of course, put all your complaints in the bin of Charlie Boy, because of course, as the man behind the sprites, there's your man you can put all your complaints to about those kind of sprites. So there's your man to vent your rage on. But once again, shout out to Charlie Boy for all the additions, for better or for worse. But yeah, the Vanishing Picos is just one of the roughest additions to the randomizer. One of the biggest difficulty spikes in the entirety. And both of y'all just experienced it. Vet, I know you pretty much just like I said. If I had such a hard time explaining it, all I can just say is ugh about it. That's pretty much literally my one phrase about it.
No, I'm gonna say it right here. Just shoutouts to Vet giving me your energy. He's a really good Mega Man 4 runner.
Yes.
I used to follow him a lot. He plays that game really good. He comes here to have fun, and sometimes the seeds aren't that fun, but I think Vet has 2 more races, and as my senses tells me, they're gonna be much better.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, 2 more tomorrow night against Casual Time. So we'll just have fun with it and see what happens.
Yeah, I wish you some better seeds, man.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure it cannot get worse than this. It will be better, I'm sure.
Yeah, it can't get any worse, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Right.
But yeah, to keep an eye on the positionings of the particular group right now, CrebleStar, you're pretty much over as far as races are concerned with the group. You're now up to 2-1, but there are still implications for the final match between Casual Tom and Iraq Vet. If Iraq Vet is able to win out against Casual Tom, and there is a world where that definitely can happen, so Casual Tom, I know it's in chat, you better keep your game. You better put your game up. But regardless of the matter, there is a situation where there can be a 3-way tie for first place, and we might have ourselves a play-in for the top 2 spots, because everyone will be 2-1 as a result of the situation if Iraq wins against Casual Tom. So that's just something to keep in mind for everyone that's been keeping up with the current standings, at least as far as Group B goes. So that's the situation that we have currently at the moment.
Yeah, no pressure. Right.
I'm pretty sure everybody will get their A game up and put the big Nintendo not Nintendo big gloves on, boxing gloves on. So yeah, there's a lot of races coming up, and this group is far from finished. So everybody can take the upper hand, I guess. Good luck to Creble and good luck to Vet and in the future races. I'm sure you guys will do just fine.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, guys.
Well, before we finish off and do our shoutouts, are there any other extra final words, any extra insights onto the siege, just anything else before we close out and do our ending thing?
Yes, future, I want Charlie Boy to remove the clouds from Airman. Joking, no, don't do that. Yeah, they can be really treacherous. That's a gripe of mine. Yeah, Charlie, do that.
Yeah, hiding enemies is a fun thing. When there's holes underneath.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me, and I'm still crossing my fingers for Proto Vet Sprite.
Nice. That was sweet.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can make it happen if we can get the right spriting situation to. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of people in the community that do have their own separate sprites, so of course we can try and make it happen.
Yeah,
get one for your Vet.
That'd be awesome.
Just to remember to submit it, and I'm pretty sure it will be in on the next mini update.
Nice.
Yep.
But yeah, but as we conclude this particular segment of the Mega Man 2 Randomizer Tournament, I want to let everyone know about the upcoming races. As actually, we're about to be at the close of our group races. We are on the throes of our final matches. We already done with Group C and D. All that's left are the final sets of matches for Groups A and for Groups A and B, and a little extra one for Group C. But Group C has already been determined, so the race that is concluding for that one is just for pride's sake and a continuation. But I'll tell you about that in a few moments. But for right now, for upcoming matches, we got one tomorrow evening at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight. As always, adjust your clocks according to your time zone. But for that Monday, we do have the aforementioned Casual Tom and Vet match, which does have a lot of bracket implications. The following day, on Tuesday, September 5th, also at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight, our species will take on Matt Philly. Then several days later, on Saturday, September 9th, at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight, we should have our conclusion of Gaming Wild Dad and Senator Sama's match. That match is at 1-1 currently. While they both are eliminated from bracket play, they still got a match to finish. So at this point, it's pride on the line to not go winless in Group C. So hopefully Gaming Wild Dad and Senator Sama will still put up their best match for this one game runoff to fully complete Group C standings. And for our last two matchups, which should conclude at least Group A, we got Matt Philly and White Monster for Sunday, September 10th at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight. And our final match, which is going to be a little bit of a friendly grudge match. We'll talk about that when the match comes up. But yes, we got Ari Species versus our tournament organizer for this event, Siberian Bull 9, on Tuesday, September 12th, also at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight. So we still got a handful of matches before we can get to our bracket phase, and we hope that our runners will pull out all the stops to make sure they can get their spots and claim their bracket places, as we're going to be heading towards that bracket phase very shortly. So, of course, thank you, Speedgaming, and your chain of Twitch channels for once again sponsoring this Mega Man 2 Randomizer Tournament for Speedgaming Live 2023. Once, of course, shout outs to Vet and CrebleStar for running a fantastic race. Once again, thank you all. Just once again, final shout outs before we sign off YouTube.
Oh, good. Thanks. I appreciate you guys. GG Creble, and I'll see you tomorrow, Tom.
Hell yeah! Well, thanks. It was fun racing you again, Vet. It's been a long time, and yeah, have fun on your race tomorrow, man.
Thanks. I'll need it.
And thanks, in case anybody of the chat didn't know, Vet is really important because he kind of showed up just in time because we have a missing racer and that took his place. So thank you, Vet, for participating, and thank you for showing up when we need you.
Stepping up.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Happy to be here.
And of course, thanks to all those that had participated in the construction of the randomizer, starting with Duckfist, the originator of the randomizer itself, and the community members that has pretty much stepped up and gone to the point of the randomizer, as you see before you, as Duckfist stepped down from updating the randomizer. Of course, Prodigy has been a little bit of that, especially on the music end, and of course, be my co-commentator as well. Any final words before we shut this thing down, Prodigy?
Thanks to LV Chris for doing all the work, and thanks to everybody that watches our little chill Mega Man 2 races. You guys are awesome, and I believe I should call it a night here. Thank you, Creed, and thank you everybody for being here.
And I'll be doing the same exact thing because I'm pretty sure there's someone out there that's tired of my rambling voice. So let's cut that right here. So for everyone here, our racers, Vet and Creble, to my co-commentator Prodigy, this is your boy LV Creed. Once again, keep your eyes on the Speedgaming chain of channels on Twitch for upcoming Mega Man 2 randomizer races for this Speed Gaming Live 2023. And until then, have a good night, everyone.